Well, talk about fraudulent, Liz. On our last subject of the day is another fraudulent team that lost this weekend, the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys were the number two team in the NFC. It's been 28 years since they last went to an NFC championship game. Most of the experts thought that this was their year. They had the offense, they had the defense, and they face off against the Green Bay Packers. And the Green Bay Packers destroyed the Cowboys with a final score of 48-32. So, Pedro, what's your thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys defense? I mean, team,
Mhm.
and what do you expect from them in the future?
It seems to me that they could put up points just like everybody else. I think also a little bit it has to do with coaching. The defensive side of the ball needed to do better. You can't give up close to 50 points in a game and think that you're going to win the game. It doesn't happen like that. Of course, you do have to always look at the quarterback, Dak Prescott. Is he really going to be the future of the team? He did a he did as best as he could, but at the end of the day, like I always say, in Dak we trust. Really, you can't put the whole game on his shoulders. In my opinion, Dak Prescott took over a team that was not meant for him to do well in. That team was meant for Tony Romo to take it to the Super Bowl. And from the beginning of Dak, it was all about that. Tony Romo's gone. What are we gonna do? They fed the ball with Zeke. Zeke's no longer there. Tony Pollard. Is Dak really the quarterback of the future for Dallas? I believe that he's doing well, but I believe that Dallas needs to look another option. Not because Dak is good, not because Dak is not good. It's because Dak is not the guy that you need to wear the QB1 with the star on the side of the helmet.
Well, the Cowboys, one thing I did notice about the Cowboys is that all year long they didn't have a good running game. And
Mm-hmm.
and in the playoffs, today I heard Shannon Sharp and he makes perfect sense. The playoffs dictates who you are. Your weakness will come out in the playoffs. And people will expose you. Look at our Dolphins
Mm-hmm.
and look at other teams. So the Cowboys were exposed. They were never a good running team. In the playoffs, you need to run the ball. Even though they were playing in good weather, but those teams can stop the run. So they didn't run. They never stopped the run. So they first of all, they never had a running game. They never stopped it. Aaron Jones went crazy yesterday with 3 touchdowns. The whole year he only scored 2 touchdowns, and in one game he overdid that.
Yeah. There's
Jordan
an issue.
Love,
There's an issue on the defense. There's a big issue on defense. And I hate to interrupt you, but if you have a quarterback that can go blow for blow with anybody, you shouldn't have a problem. In all the years past, look at the Kansas City Chiefs. We went against them. Look at the Kansas City Chiefs. They have a quarterback that can go with anybody. Do the Cowboys have that guy?
I think Prescott he wasn't, at least yesterday. I mean, you look at the numbers and his project, but at least he didn't have a good start. But that's the thing. You no matter who's at quarterback, you need to have a well-rounded team. And they had no running game. Green Bay stopped that. And yes, Prescott had a big interception. He had a pick six, in which again it demonstrates how the Cowboys were built. It was feeding CeeDee Lamb, throwing at outcall CeeDee Lamb, and teams will expose that. In that pick six, if you see the highlights of that game, and you actually can see there some of the pictures, CeeDee Lamb was basically on a slant play. The safety, Savage, there was Lamb and there was Cooks right next to him. if you look at it in the 22 film, it could have gone. It should have gone to Cooks, but Savage knew that that formation, the Cowboys love to throw it to CeeDee Lamb. They want him to have space. Savage cheated it, and that's how the pick six. So yeah, that was a Prescott because is, but I think with the Cowboys is just an organizational issue with Mike McCarthy. I've always said that Mike McCarthy is an overrated head coach. In Green Bay, he only won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Some of their NFC championship failures was because of McCarthy for his game planning, for his conservative. And then with the Cowboys, the same thing. 3 straight 12-win season. Anybody would love to have a 12-win season. The Cowboys had three. And then they lose like this to the Packers. So yeah, I feel this is an organizational failure. Prescott is part of the problem, but I wouldn't consider him the main problem. And they got exposed to what they are. They are a fraudulent team. Now the question will be, in which we'll discuss in the next couple of days, is Mike McCarthy. Do you feel that Mike McCarthy will survive?
Hmm. This failure, yes, I will. I do believe that he'll survive. Next year, he'll be there. Will this be the beginning of the end if he doesn't fix this issue? Definitely.
Okay. And
Like
then
I'm gonna say this. I believe, I believe that the Dolphins and the Cowboys are two faces of the same coin. At this point in time, look at the mirror. It's almost like a mirror. The Dolphins' victory and the Dolphins' regular season and the Cowboys' regular season,
yep,
almost exactly the same. One only difference is pretty much one win, one loss.
yep.
Going to the playoffs. Defensive failure on the Cowboys side, offensive failure on the Dolphins side.
No, the Cowboys also failed offensively. Those 32 points was at the end, but it was a
Oh yeah,
point that was 48-16.
yeah. That's what I'm telling you. It was garbage time. That's why I'm telling you I believe that the Cowboys need to reevaluate their quarterback situation. You can't go into a you can't have this situation going into like depending on him as much as they did going into the playoffs.
You do know he's an MVP candidate. He is.
MVP of what?
He was the MVP. He's one of the top four MVP candidates.
Nah,
It'll
just
be
like two. Just
him,
like two.
Lamar.
He
Yeah,
doesn't.
him or
He
Lamar
doesn't belong.
Jackson. Yep.
No, just like two. Dak doesn't belong.
No, no, of course, absolutely. I think the Cowboys are a failure. They're a clown show, and these are things that happens to them. I feel that some franchises have bad situations, and I think the Dolphins and the Cowboys are one of them. Well,
Right.
Pedro,
Mhm.
thank thank you very much for your topics for today. The playoffs will be starting very soon. We're gonna have the Buffalo and Pittsburgh game. Just quick final prediction: who do you think will win between Pittsburgh and Buffalo, and then Philadelphia and Tampa Bay?
Philadelphia and Tampa Bay. I'm actually gonna choose Tampa Bay in this one. It seems like they are running. They're really doing well in their team dynamics. They've pretty much won the last few games. Philadelphia has lost the last few games. I don't see Philadelphia. Philadelphia is more like a team that if they've gotten as far as they have on that tush push last year was an aberration. This is the game that they're gonna get bounced.
Okay,
Now
Pittsburgh, Buffalo.
Pittsburgh Buffalo. Pittsburgh Buffalo, I believe Buffalo will actually win this game. And it's not gonna be an easy win, but I believe that they are going to win this game. I'll give it maybe 21-14.
Okay, I picked Buffalo to beat Pittsburgh. With the weather, I think it's going to be low scoring. And then tonight, I do agree with you. I think Tampa Bay will be Philadelphia. Their AJ Brown is out, so
Correct.
that's going to be a big factor. Tampa Bay is playing better, so I think the Tampa Bay will win today, and this will be a sad day for both Philadelphia team. I mean, for both Pennsylvania teams.
Correct.
All right, Pedro. Well, thank you very much for your podcast. Remember, people, to subscribe to his channel, like this episode. Any comments, any criticism, just feel free to reach out to us. Just hit the comments, and for sure, this is all a healthy football discussion. Pedro, thank you, and have a great day.
Alrighty.